The teasers dropped. The fandom went silent. In an instant, the entire K-pop world was turned upside down. The headline plastered across every screen. I found the peep real. Jungkook and Winter are real. Look closer. Welcome to Starscope K-Report.
Yes.
Join Eric and Minji as we ride the Hallyu wave, uncovering the biggest K-pop comebacks, shocking industry controversies, and major K-drama updates. From internet-breaking rumors to historic chart milestones, we dive deep into the world of Korean entertainment.
We really do. And today we have a massive stack of sources to dive into with you. I mean, we've pulled these really comprehensive reports from Koreaboo, Kpop, the South China Morning Post, and the Korea Herald.
It's a lot of reading.
Oh, it's so much. But our mission for this deep dive is to objectively unpack the timeline of what might just be like the ultimate K-pop dating rumor of the decade. We're talking about BTS's golden maknae Jungkook and aespa's star visual Winter.
Honestly, it's wild.
It is. We're going to examine the supposed evidence that fans have compiled, the intense reactions from domestic K-nets, and that absolutely deafening silence coming from both HYBE and SM Entertainment. It's a huge web of info, so we're just going to break it down layer by layer for you.
Okay, yeah, let's unpack this. Because the sheer volume of evidence that domestic Korean netizens and international fans, too, honestly, have put together since July 2025 is just staggering.
Right.
Like, it's not a passing rumor anymore. It's like watching a real-time, highly coordinated internet investigation just unfolding across millions of screens. I mean, where does a rumor of this magnitude even begin?
Well, if we trace the timeline chronologically, the initial sparks actually started in the summer of 2025 on NatePan.
Oh, NatePan, of course.
Always, right. Which, for those who don't know, is basically the Korean equivalent of Reddit. It's this massive forum where all the heavy K-pop discourse happens. So a user posted a thread claiming to have spotted matching couple items between the two idols.
The classic couple items.
Oh, exactly. In the K-pop world, matching items are like the very first breadcrumbs fans look for. It started relatively small, though, matching in-ear monitors during live performances, wearing the exact same obscure brand of hats, and users noting that both of them share a highly documented, really intense love for hitting the gym. Initially, the broader fan bases just ridiculed it. They called it a coincidence.
Which is fair. I mean, sharing a hat brand and liking the gym isn't exactly a smoking gun. But then it escalated, right? Because by July, netizens started claiming they spotted matching nail polish.
Oh, the nail polish saga.
Yes. Winter sported this very specific, distinct color during a broadcast performance. And then, shortly after that, Jungkook was photographed at an airport with something remarkably similar on his nails.
Right. And I mean, while stylists do share trends across companies all the time, what's fascinating here is how the narrative begins to build momentum. It layers upon itself. It wasn't just physical items anymore. It moved into their digital footprints.
The Instagram handles.
Yes. Jungkook changed his username to @MNI_Jungkook. And fans immediately dissected the MNI part, linking it to Winter's real name, which is Minjeong.
Wow.
So, in the minds of the fans, the handle basically read as Minjeongkook, but it goes deeper. Sleuths dug into the account's history and found it was originally created months earlier under the handle @IamJungkook.
Wait, really?
Yeah. And why does that matter? Because it perfectly mirrors Winter's exact Instagram handle format, which is @IamWinter.
Oh, wow. Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting, though. Because it shifted from just usernames to actual, musical communication.
The song recommendation.
Exactly. In August 2025, Winter shared a post featuring this indie song, Weather, by Novo Amor. Just days later, Jungkook shared the exact same track on his story. And it didn't stop with one coincidence.
Never just one.
Right. Both idols later used the song Devotion by Justin Bieber on their posts. And get this, both utilized the exact same sequence of emojis.
The emoji.
Yeah. And to anyone outside of K-pop, this sounds so trivial, but to fans, overlapping musical choices on social media are widely viewed as the subtle way idols communicate when they can't be seen publicly.
That's a crucial point, actually. It's the whole concept of the Lovestagram, right?
Yeah.
Using seemingly innocent social media posts to signal a romantic partner. Which brings us to the incident that occurred just a few weeks ago on July 16th, 2026.
Meltdown.
The complete meltdown.
Yeah.
X, formerly Twitter, was in shambles. So Jungkook goes online and recommends a song called Midnight Love. The artist who sings it, an act known as Girl in Red.
Okay.
Exactly 3 hours later, Winter posts a series of photos of herself. And what is she wearing? A bright, unmistakable red shirt, Knets went absolutely wild.
Okay, so what does this all mean? Look, I have to jump in here with a thought because my brain is really struggling to process this as actual proof.
Fair enough.
When you lay it all out like this, it sounds exactly like a true crime detective's string board. You know, the cork board with the thumbtacks and the red yarn desperately connecting like a random receipt to a blurry photograph.
A tall conspiracy board.
Right. If I recommend a song, My Girl in Red, and you wear a red shirt 3 hours later, nobody in our lives assumes we're secretly dating. They just assume red is a popular color for the summer.
True.
Are fans actually uncovering hidden messages here, or is this just confirmation bias on steroids?
I mean, this raises an important question about how human beings process info when they are deeply emotionally invested in an outcome. It is textbook confirmation bias, absolutely. But it's amplified by the parasocial nature of fandom.
That makes sense.
Yeah, when you're hyper-fixated on a theory, your brain actively seeks out patterns to validate it and completely discards any data that contradicts it. Once those seeds of matching Instagram handles and nail polish are planted, your brain stops seeing a red shirt as just clothing.
It becomes irrefutable evidence.
Exactly. But it's not just clothes and music. The fans found physical evidence on their bodies, which is much harder to dismiss as a coincidence.
Right, the tattoo discovery. This was wild.
It really was. In December 2025, during the second episode of BTS's travel show, Are You Sure?, fans went frame by frame.
As they always do.
Always. At exactly timestamp 15.23, Jungkook's sleeve shifts, and fans spot a very specific dog face tattoo on his left arm.
Okay.
Almost immediately, cross-references were made showing that Winter has an allegedly matching dog face tattoo on her right arm. And couple tattoos are a massive deal in Korean culture.
They really are. And we can't ignore the honorifics slip up either.
Yeah.
There was a viral behind-the-scenes video where Winter was playing a fast-paced game with her groupmate Karina.
I remember this.
Yeah, Karina shouts out a prompt, and Winter just suddenly blurts out the name Jungkook. But the kicker is, she didn't use any honorifics.
Which, we need some cultural context for the listener to fully grasp that. In Korean society, and especially in the strict hierarchy of the entertainment industry, you do not just casually drop a senior artist's full name without adding a polite marker, like Sunbaenum at the end.
It's just not done.
Exactly. It implies a level of extreme private intimacy. For Winter to instinctively drop the honorifics implies they speak casually behind closed doors.
Wow.
Yeah, all of these layered instances led to intense industry-wide rumors that Dispatch, which is basically the TMZ of Korea, famous for exposing celebrity couples every January 1st, was preparing to officially out them to the public on New Year's Day 2026.
Which didn't happen. Dispatch didn't reveal anyone this year. But the fandom completely refused to let the theory die. The absolute latest fuel just dropped on July 30th, 2026 at Incheon Airport.
The airport drama.
Oh, it was crazy. BTS was flying to New York to kick off their world tour, but Jungkook and J-Hope left a day early. Now, guess who else was at the airport on that exact same day?
Let me guess.
aespa. They were heading to Chicago for their Lollapalooza 2026 headlining appearance. Instantly, the rumor mill churned out claims that Jungkook booked an early flight specifically to avoid being photographed in the same departure terminal as his rumored girlfriend.
The forensic level of speculation was rampant on this one. Fans on X were tracking flight times, analyzing layovers, scrutinizing terminal maps.
Terminal maps, that's dedication.
Seriously. Some users pointed out that aespa actually had a 3-hour layover in New York before heading to Chicago, and theorized that Jungkook flew early to meet her there during that window. Conversely, others argued he flew early just to ensure their airport photos wouldn't be grouped together in the press.
I mean, think about how you'd feel if millions of people were tracking your flight layovers and dissecting the color of your t-shirt just to see who you were dating. It's a suffocating level of scrutiny.
It really is.
And that's not even the wildest part of this story. Wait until you hear how the fandom took their fury directly to the agency's front doors, turning digital rumors into a very physical problem. But first,
if you love staying updated on your favorites, make sure you're subscribed to Starscope Pay Report. We've got even bigger scoops ahead.
all right, let's look at the physical, real-world fallout of these rumors. Because the anger didn't just stay in the comment sections or on Reddit threads.
No, it spilled over into the real world.
Exactly. According to a detailed report by the South China Morning Post, a mobilized faction of the BTS army actually rented glowing LED protest trucks and parked them directly in front of HYBE's corporate headquarters in Seoul.
Protest truck culture in K-pop is such a fascinating phenomenon. It's a physical manifestation of digital anger. You can ignore a trending hashtag, but an agency cannot ignore a massive blazing LED screen blocking the entrance to their building.
Right, especially when they're demanding answers while the general public just walks by.
Exactly.
And the messages flashing on those screens were brutal. Let me quote them directly from the SCMP report. One read, "Erase the couple tattoo," or "Step back from BTS activities." Another one said, "Are you in your right mind deceiving fans and harming the group?" And maybe the heaviest, most guilt-inducing, "One army waited for you during the military, and this is what we get in return."
That is heavy.
That is not just gossip. That is intense, organized hostility.
It's a severe level of backlash aimed directly at the artist's character. And what makes this specific situation so unique and honestly so baffling to a lot of industry insiders is the corporate response, or, well, the complete lack of one.
The silent treatment.
Yes. When Kpop reached out to the labels for official statements to clarify the rumors and calm the fans down, Big Hit Music simply said, "We are checking on the matter." SM Entertainment was even more dismissive, stating, "We have no statement at this time."
Which is wild, because that is not how they usually operate. We've seen both of these mega agencies move lightning fast to protect their talent before.
Oh, absolutely.
Back in 2021, when Jungkook had rumors swirling around with actress Lee Yoo-bi, Big Hit shut it down immediately. Denied. Done. In 2024, when Winter was heavily rumored to be dating HYBE's Jungwon, SM Entertainment was right there calling it categorically false.
Right.
So why the crickets now? Why are they just watching the protest trucks circle the block?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, we really have to look at the financial architecture of K-pop. The Korea Herald published this brilliant analysis speaking with industry experts about why agencies deploy this silent treatment.
Okay, let's hear it.
They term it a containment strategy. You have to understand that the K-pop industry is not just selling MP3s or concert tickets. They are monetizing a highly curated parasocial relationship. Agencies deliberately cultivate an environment where fans feel a deep, personal, even romantic bond with these idols.
Right. They're selling the boyfriend or girlfriend experience.
Exactly.
So when fans buy 50 copies of an album to win a 2-minute video call with an idol, they aren't just supporting the music. They're paying for that personal connection. They feel like they have a literal stake in the idol's life.
Precisely. And within that dynamic, there is a fiercely guarded, unspoken assumption that the idol belongs solely to the fans and to the advancement of their career.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is. Officially acknowledging a real-world romantic relationship shatters that illusion instantly. The commercial fallout of a confirmed dating scandal can be catastrophic. We're talking massive revenue loss, boycotted tours, and plummeting merchandise sales.
So they just say nothing.
Right. By saying absolutely nothing, the agencies allow the rumors to remain categorized as unconfirmed speculation. They are betting on the historical trend that without a confirmed yes or no to latch onto, fan emotions will eventually exhaust themselves and the heat will die off.
Okay, but I have to push back on that corporate math for a second. Does this silence actually protect the bottom line? Or does it just throw the human beings, Jungkook and Winter, to the wolves?
It's a fair question.
Think about it from the fans' perspective. By not explicitly denying the rumors like they have in the past, aren't the agencies basically signaling that the rumors are absolutely true? To me, that just validates the fans' anger and fuels the fire.
Yeah, I see your point.
It leaves the artists completely undefended against these protest trucks and vicious online hate campaigns. The fans are interpreting the silence as a guilty affirmation anyway.
That is the exact agonizing dilemma the agencies face, and it highlights the harsh reality of being an idol. It's a calculated financial risk. Yes, the silence is interpreted as a soft confirmation by the hardcore sleuths, which leads to the protest trucks and the harassment.
Exactly.
But a hard confirmation, a press release saying, yes, they are in love, that could lead to a permanent, unrecoverable fracture in the broader fandom. The executives have clearly done the math and decided that letting their artists endure severe, temporary psychological harassment from protest trucks is less damaging to quarterly earnings than officially breaking the parasocial illusion.
That is just so bleak.
It's a containment strategy that protects the stock price, but places the entire emotional burden squarely on the shoulders of the artists. And later in this deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking plot twist in a K-drama scandal that nobody saw coming. You won't want to miss it.
It is a staggering amount of pressure to live under, honestly. And it really makes you look at every other aspect of an idol's life through a completely different lens, which actually ties perfectly into some of the other stories making waves this week.
Oh, absolutely.
The intense curation of the idol image isn't just about who they're dating. It dictates literally everything they do in public. Look at aespa's Karina. She went massively viral this week for an airport outfit change that had netizens totally obsessed, and it speaks volumes about this exact pressure.
It really does. Karina arrived at the airport looking like she had just stepped off a Parisian runway. She was wearing this immaculate, pure white designer dress, stunning black heels, hair and makeup completely flawless.
The ultimate idol aesthetic.
Yes, she delivered the ultimate visual fantasy for the cameras waiting outside. But the second she got past the press line and into the secure terminal,
To switch up.
exactly, she instantly swapped the heels for comfy flats, threw on a cozy oversized cardigan, and completely changed her vibe to something practical.
And netizens found it incredibly relatable, and they loved it. But the reason it went viral is because it was a rare glimpse behind the curtain. It was a physical representation of the curated illusion breaking down.
Right.
Fans actually want to see the human side. They want to know these idols just want to be comfortable on a long-haul flight like the rest of us. Yet the agencies are terrified of letting that polished, perfect image slip for even a second out in public.
Which is why the cycle never stops, you know? As long as the polished image sells, agencies will keep manufacturing it. Just look at the buzz surrounding YG Entertainment's upcoming boy group debuting later this year.
Oh, the visual boy.
Yes. Fans are already losing their minds over a trainee they've dubbed the visual boy. The industry literally scouts and breeds specific aesthetics to feed the parasocial machine.
And the comparisons online are crazy specific, too. Photos of this trainee circulated on X, and the universal consensus is that he looks exactly like a genetic blend of NCT's Haechan and Jeno.
Which is a huge compliment.
It is. Fans are affectionately calling him their love child. Jeno is known for his incredibly sharp masculine features, while Haechan has this very youthful, glowing aesthetic. This new YG trainee apparently possesses a perfect mix of both.
Incredible.
The hype is building astronomically, and he hasn't even sung a note yet. It's all about the visual fantasy.
And the financial reward for maintaining that fantasy is almost incomprehensible. Which brings us to the news about BTS's Jin. It was just reported that he sold his luxury residence in Hanam the Hill.
Okay, that's huge.
For context for our listeners, Hanam the Hill is basically the Beverly Hills of Seoul. It is ultra-exclusive, fortress-like living for the absolute elite. He sold it for a staggering 12.7 billion Korean won.
Wow, that is serious generational superstar money. And it really underlines the stakes, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When billions of won are on the line, you begin to understand why HYBE and SM are willing to endure protest trucks rather than admit two 20-somethings are dating.
The financial empire is built on the fantasy.
It truly is.
But, while we examine the immense wealth and the suffocating scrutiny of today's stars, it's vital to contrast this with the darker side of Korean entertainment history. It shows how drastically the internet has changed accountability.
Right.
Following recent revelations about actor Jo Jin-woong's criminal past, netizens did some digging and unearthed a horrific decades-old scandal involving veteran actor Jo Hyung-ki.
This story's grim, honestly, but it highlights exactly how different the landscape used to be.
It is deeply disturbing. In 1991, Jo Hyung-ki committed a fatal DUI hit-and-run. He struck and killed a woman in her 30s. Rather than calling for help, he attempted to hide her body in the woods and was later found passed out, sleeping in his car nearby. 7 hours after his arrest, his blood alcohol level was still recorded at an incredibly high 0.26%. He was originally sentenced to 5 years in prison, but after a series of appeals, his sentence was inexplicably annulled and reduced to probation.
And the craziest part about all of this, because this happened in 1991, the pre-internet era, before smartphones, before X, before forums like Nate Pan could track a celebrity's every move, the news didn't spread globally.
It just stayed local.
Exactly. It was localized and quickly buried. He literally returned to television in 1993, just 2 years after a fatal cover-up, and continued acting in supporting roles on major broadcast networks until 2017.
The contrast in the media environment is staggering. In the 90s, the lack of digital connectivity allowed a studio to sweep a fatal crime under the rug and rehabilitate an actor's career almost immediately.
The dichotomy of the Korean entertainment industry is just insane. You have a veteran actor who survived a literal cover-up of a fatal crime and worked comfortably for decades. And then you look at today.
Right.
You have an idol like Jungkook, or winter-facing career-threatening protests with glowing LED trucks demanding they step back from their life's work, all because of a rumored matching dog tattoo, a Spotify recommendation, and an airport flight schedule.
It's wild.
In 1991, you could hide a body. In 2026, you can't even hide a red t-shirt. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss a KT update, because this industry literally never sleeps.
So true. Think about everything we've unpacked today. It paints a vivid, almost overwhelming picture of the current state of K-pop for you. We are witnessing the immense, undeniable global power of the Hallyu wave, the billions of won in real estate, the massive stadium tours.
Yeah.
But we are also seeing the suffocating, microscopic lens these idols are forced to live under. The parasocial business model is exactly what built the K-pop empire into a global juggernaut. But stories like the intense fallout over Jungkook and Winter show that the foundation of that model is under immense strain.
It's cracking.
It really is. The tension between the fans' expectations of ownership and the idol's reality as human beings is reaching a breaking point.
Which leaves you with a really provocative thought to mull over.
Yeah.
We're seeing idols subtly rebel, right? Like Karina swapping her heels for flats, or idols dropping subtle Lovestagram hints.
Definitely.
What happens when this current generation of idols universally decides they are just done hiding their personal lives? If the perfectly curated illusion shatters all at once, across the board, will the K-pop industry's highly lucrative fan model completely collapse? Will the billions of won just dry up?
That's the million-dollar question.
Or will fandoms finally be forced to adapt, mature, and just let their favorites live their lives? It feels like a collision course, and we are all watching the impact happen in real time. You've been listening to Starscope K-Report, where Eric and Minji bring you the story shaping K-pop, K-dramas, and the global Hallyu wave. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.